What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Corvette Weekly with Vet Syndicate, Horsepower Obsessed, Protective Dad Pranks, and Front Seat Driver. Together, we are Vet Syndicate, and we come together once a week to bring you the Corvette news and just to have a little bit of a Corvette hangout. So this is our 57th episode. So we've been well over a year at this point into the Corvette Weekly show, and yeah, we're really liking it. Every week we try to change up something to make it a little bit better, a little bit of a more enjoyable experience for you guys. And I think we've been getting a pretty good feedback from you guys. But if there's anything you guys would like to see different, anything you would like to see added, please feel free to let us know. We have recently added the hot topic, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that again tonight. We have a new hot topic tonight. You know, last week was the people who were shaming some of the Corvette owners for having a lesser version of, 1LT instead of a 3LT or a Stingray instead of a Z06, that sort of thing. Tonight we're going to be doing there's a little bit of a different topic, but before we get into that, I do want to talk about our giveaway because our giveaway is ending tonight. So if you're interested in winning the giveaway, you want to get on this thing ASAP because tonight we are drawing a winner for both of the items. And if you don't remember what those are, Steve's going to remind you. There it is. So he is obviously showing the ACS composite carbon flash painted engine dress up parts. These are typically, I believe, around $700. These are going to be yours for as little as a donation of $10. Now, the Venmo stuff is posted up at the top of the chat. If you'd like to donate with Venmo or a super chat, we'll get you one entry. Every $10 is an entry to win this and the vent blocks. So these are the blocks that will basically go in the vents of your C8 Corvette coupe, and it will keep it dry while you're washing your car, or mostly dry. So Steve showed us a video last week that was kind of demonstrating how to do this without getting hardly any water back there. So definitely an awesome product. And if you donate $10, you are entered to win both of those. So theoretically, you could win both of those tonight for $10. So if you're interested, like I said, you're going to want to donate tonight because we are drawing it at the end of this show tonight. So yeah. Let's see what we got. Who's on here? We got Matt Hurley, Blown 6 Gen, Jet Driver, Blue Vet's on. What's up, Blue Vet? We were just talking about you a little bit. Good evening to all in our Corvette community. Good evening to you. Let's see what else we got here. BPR, Kerry Glock, Eric, Joe. We are going to have probably pretty soon another pre-order for our Vet Syndicate shirts because I've gotten a lot of questions about that too, where people can go to get them. We're going to have to do another pre-order soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kerry Glock says, thanks, Steve, for having a birthday. Are you going to have another one this week?
Yeah, Jason's turning 100.
Yep. Tomorrow will be 100.
Wow. Look pretty good for 100, Jason.
Yeah.
And that blue is killing me. Oh, yeah. So, guys, I didn't even notice until I put it on here. The car of the week over here, this is Doug's car. If you don't remember, we actually had it up at the shop in Latrobe for a little while. Oh, wow. That is not Rapid Blue. That is actually Elkhart Lake Blue, but something about that picture almost makes it look Rapid Blue. Now, the really cool thing about that car is he had it just recently lowered and wheel spacers put on it to make the stock carbon fiber wheels perfectly flush with the fenders. We're going to talk a lot about that in the future, probably not on this live video, but he found out a lot of information about what kind of spacers you need to make those wheels perfectly flush, and it is not even close to what you use on the base Stingray. So really good information from that. I talked to him today about it. Really, really a good thing to know. If you want to keep the stock wheels but make them look perfectly flush, do not get the same spacers you would for a C8 Stingray. More information on that in a future video. Eric says, can we get a close-up of the car of the week? Yeah, you know what? Ask and you shall receive. Let me pull it up here.
We need to be posting that one on Vet Syndicate Instagram because that thing is nice.
The blue one?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll send these pictures over to you guys.
Yeah.
So let's see here. We got this. Open that up. And here we go. So here is a more full-size picture. Like you can tell, or like I said, that is not Rapid Blue. It has the edge yellow calipers. It does have carbon ceramic rotors. It's got a front end lift. The level 2 carbon fiber interior. It's got every option you could get except for Z07 and the Aero kit because that stuff was on constraint. So very, very nice car. I really, really liked it a lot. He actually sent me a couple other pictures too. Let me see if I can get those for you. But yeah, you guys, I mean, I know I don't have to keep telling you this, but the Z06 is just such a freaking beastly car. It's not even funny. I've been driving the one down here in Florida for the last week or so. Every time you start that car, it is insane how loud and how perfect that exhaust sounds. And it's factory. I mean, I've heard the Fab Speed one that Street Speed had, and it sounded really good too. But the fact that this thing can sound that good and it's still factory is just nuts. Let's see. I could open up some of these other pictures.
Are those calipers yellow?
They're edge yellow, yep.
They almost look like bright yellow in the photo.
I wish they had that option because the edge, like we've talked about before, Jason, the edge yellow, the edge orange, and the edge red don't actually match anything. They don't match the corresponding colors of the exterior car.
Exactly.
But Jason, why don't you go ahead and show your
Yes.
new mod coming soon to Front Seat Driver.
Yes, I love these. I already have a set on my car now from AMT Custom Designs. They are the door sills, but they sent me the carbon fiber ones that they have, which are not, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's not actual carbon fiber. It's what do you call it? Hydro
dipped.
Hydro dipped, yeah.
Yeah.
But because if you look at the back, you don't see the carbon fiber. But check that out, man. They put my my channel logo, and I don't know if you can see the carbon fiber in that, but it actually looks really good. I was very pleased. So these are going on probably tomorrow, but I really like AMT stuff. Everything that I've gotten from them so far has been phenomenal. Super. I'm more than I can't tell you how much I actually like them. Everything I got, I liked it so much better than I thought I was going to like it. And then when I go to car shows, everybody says it looks even better in person than it did in the video. So yeah, they're good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, they always have quality that continues to surprise me too.
Yeah.
Another picture of the Elkhart Lake Blue, and you can kind of see the wheel fitment here. It is definitely perfect. So yeah. Again, we'll talk a lot about the offsets required for this probably in a future video because I want to go over it in great detail and I don't want to spend all night talking about wheel offsets here on the live. But it is definitely something you're going to want to consider if you're looking to get a Z06 and you want that perfectly flush fitment. Yeah, you're going to want to stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
So let's see what we got here. I had a couple questions pop up. Yeah, so guys, Future Sean over in the chat here, his Z06 has landed and will be in his possession in no time here. Now, this is interesting because I'm watching I'm watching everybody else get their Z06 while I'm not able to get one, and it sucks. But congratulations to all you guys who are able to get one, and I think it's awesome. I know Future Sean got his from Sioka, and it doesn't feel like it's been that long. Him and I have been talking about it since the day he placed since he got the allocation and what number he was and everything. And it's awesome to see you guys getting it. I just wish I was there with you. Every time I climb into this one that I'm driving down here in Florida, it's just, oh man, it's insane.
I still can't believe you don't have one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's every time I talk to a subscriber, I just talked to one earlier today, which is actually going to factor into our topic tonight about the service bulletin for the Z06. We're going to talk about that in a second. I was talking to him, and he was saying the same thing, that he can't believe that I don't have one yet. And it's It is unbelievable that I'm on the list at 4 dealerships. Now, 2 of them I'm number 1, one of them I'm number 3 or 2, and one of them I'm number 12. And I haven't gotten a call, I haven't gotten an update, I haven't gotten anything from any of those dealerships. And every time I call the ones that I'm number 1 at, they tell me the same thing. They haven't gotten an allocation yet.
Wow.
Yep. Darren Burnett says wheels, offsets, spacers are all much different between the C8Z and the Stingray. Wheels will not interchange. 100%. Doug actually found that out because the company took it to thought that they would interchange, but they don't. Like I said, I don't want to get into that too much today, but just know that if you do have a Z06 and you want that flush fitment, don't go based off what the C8. Just stay tuned for a video. I'll be talking about that very soon.
Cool.
Paul LaMonaco, we are going to talk about that very quickly because that is, at this point, somewhat old. If you guys haven't seen it yet, Speed Phenom apparently got kind of screwed out of the 5,000 GM points that you're supposed to get for keeping the car, or the $5,000, I mean. So ultimately, he didn't pay attention to something that was supposed to be done. Now, it's not his fault because they didn't tell him about it, but at the same time, there was something that he was supposed to start the account and go in and basically register himself to get these points, and he never did it. Now, this is one of those things where we can learn from his mistake, even though he was never told this. Like I said, it wasn't really his fault, but in the future, if you guys do have a Z06, make sure you're loading up that GM Rewards Program app or the GM app in general and getting yourself set up for that for when your 6 months are up so you get that money. What's up, Judy? Thanks for tuning in. It is pretty shameful, Paul, but I bet you I would put money on it. They're going to end up giving it to him anyway. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, if you know what I mean. And
Yeah.
he squeaks. Let's see. Yeah, Shane, that's pretty much what I was saying. It's he didn't do what he needed to do fast enough.
Yeah.
2020 Matrix 8 says got it, okay.
Get into some news. It's getting kind of boring. Just waiting.
All right, so guys, the reason you clicked on this video is the ticking noise that's coming from the Z06. Now, we have a lot to talk about on this front because I got a call while I was researching this from a subscriber of mine who had a similar issue. So let's go over the problem here first. If you guys haven't seen this yet, this is over at the midenginecorvetteforum.com, and it is an LT6 ticking service bulletin. Now, this is a service bulletin, meaning that if you have this same kind of problem with your car, you can take it in the GM. They're going to pull this up, and this is what they're going to do. Now, it says flat out, it's not a durability issue, but one that GM once listened to. So basically, somebody on this forum already had this issue with their Z06. They took it into the dealership, and this has been brought up enough times at a dealership to create a service bulletin. So they're basically saying, this is basically GM's way of saying they're not sure exactly what's causing this, but they don't want to underestimate it. They don't want to say, oh, it's no big deal, don't worry about it, because it could be a big deal. And based on what I just talked to a subscriber of mine about, it is a big deal. So it says down below that if the noise has been determined to be the same as what's attached in that video, at this time the concern is under engineering investigation. Once a repair has been established, basically the service bulletin will be updated or changed to a bulletin. So basically that just means they'll have a fix in place for it. They're pretty adamant about the fact that this doesn't necessarily mean that there is a giant issue here, but again, based on what I'm hearing from my subscribers, this is a pretty big issue. So while I was researching this, I got a phone call from a subscriber of mine who has a 2023 C8 Stingray, not a Z06. And he had this exact same sound, and it got worse over a period of just a couple days. He had a stethoscope listening to it and everything. I mean, this guy went all out to make sure that he was 100% noticing something and it wasn't just in his head. He ultimately took the car to the dealership where they drained the oil and found a lot of metal shavings. And because there were so many metal shavings in the oil, they're actually replacing the engine. and his is a 2023 doing this exact same thing. And I have a feeling that's going to end up being the same issue with the Z06 here. So if you have a brand new Z06 making a lot of ticking noises, usually that ticking sound can be attributed to the direct injection, the basically the way the fuel pump is set up in a direct injected car. But in this case, if it gets louder or it starts to sound different, it could potentially be a giant engine problem. So keep that in mind, guys. Even if you have a C8, just a Stingray, keep it in mind that this could be a problem that you could run into. So listen to your engine. Sometimes it tells you things without even knowing it. Larry Anthony in the house. This man's down in Cabo right now, and he's still on the live chat. How about that?
Yeah, I want to be there.
Matt Hurley says he can't wait to hear the ticking noise issue. Mine doesn't do it, but my buddy's does. So, Matt, let your buddy know he needs to take it to the dealership because odds are very good. He's got a lot of heavy metallic shavings in his oil, and it's not going to be good. Blown 6 Gen says, honestly, it shouldn't surprise anyone Chevy's first go at a flat plane crank. Well, I thought that same thing until I talked to my subscriber, and his issue is with a C8 Corvette, not a Z06. So yeah. I don't think this issue is limited to a Z06. What I would have to say it is most likely a bad batch of bearings, lifter springs, something. There's a bad batch that are being used in both of these engines. Whatever part is shared between the two engines is going to be to blame for this, I bet.
The Z06 doesn't have lifters, though.
Yeah, you're right. I'm an idiot. So bearings, whatever. I honestly don't know what's all shared between the two engines. So any tiny part that's shared could be the issue if they're using, a different manufacturer for 2023 or even part of 2023. If you guys remember in 2020 when the C8 first came out, there was a bad batch of lifter springs, and it affected only certain VIN numbers, and it also affected, I think, the Tahoe or something as well. And it was just a bad batch. That particular batch that affected, I don't know how many it ended up being, but let's say 20 VINs. Those were an issue at one point for the 2020s. Yeah, John, I'm not home. My wall art's actually on the other side, so it's actually behind my laptop. You can't see it, but it's a C8. So yeah, anyway, guys, if you have a 2023 Z06 or C8 and you're having a ticking noise, take it to the dealership. Worst case scenario, you're good. Best case scenario, no, I guess best case scenario, you're good. Worst case, you're going to need a new engine, which is not great. But let's talk about two more pieces of information before we get into the hot topic for tonight, because the hot topic is going to be something that's going to make you hot. Yeah. We have some updated order constraints for the month of May. So if you are looking to order a C8 Corvette Z06, you can head over to the Mid-Engine Corvette forum, and they will show you kind of the breakdown of what is on constraint, what's available, what's not. And we're looking to possibly get some allocations this Thursday, so on the 18th. And on the 18th, there is a pretty good chance that yours truly is going to get his Z06 allocation. Yeah. That could happen. And I have it on relatively good authority. It should either be this Thursday or next month, Thursday. Halfway through the month, Thursday. So it should be finally happening here, guys. I might be getting it. But anyway, again, if you want to check out the midenginecorvetteforum.com, they're going to have all the breakdowns here for you, so you know exactly what's on constraint and what will affect your build. So if you want to get the car ASAP, there's certain things you don't want to get. It looks like Z51 might be on constraint again, which is weird. That keeps coming and going. I thought for sure we'd be past that at this point. There have been some whisperings that the Z06 or Z07 option for the Z06 is going to be off constraint, and we might be able to get those on a regular basis now. So if you're looking to order a new Z06 with a Z07 package, you might be in luck. You might actually be able to get it. So we're going to know more about this here in the upcoming days, but it's looking good. And lastly, just to get through the news really quick here, guys. Lastly, Elkhart Lake Blue and Caffeine are no longer available. As of May 10th, you can no longer place an order for those two colors. They are gone. Now, that's specifically kind of interesting here because the car of the week is, in fact, Elkhart Lake Blue. That is a Z06. He managed to get that order in, obviously, before these colors went bye-byes, but Elkhart Lake Blue and Caffeine are going to be replaced with Riptide Blue and Cacti. So those are the new colors replacing those two. But like I said, as of
though that Elkhart Lake Blue did not do that well, because honestly, it's a pretty good looking color, man. I love it.
There's only one reason, and it's because Riptide barely looks any different. I'm at this show. I think I showed it on the video. The little show I had down here, there was a Laguna Blue parked beside an Elkhart Lake Blue. Mm-hmm. I had no idea they were that close. I could barely tell them apart.
The only time I know is if I know what year it is. If I know that it's 19, I know it's Elkhart Lake Blue. If I don't know the year, then I don't know what the color is.
The one was a C8 and Z06, and the other one was a C8. So I knew, obviously, one's Laguna and the other one's not. But well, it was also a 16. And it's weird because I was looking at them side by side, and there's barely any difference. And now Riptide is a little lighter than Elkhart Lake, which puts it even closer to Laguna Blue. So it's going to be even harder to tell them apart.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's pretty much the news for today, guys. We're going to talk about our hot topic here in a second. But let me just check and see if we got any donations for the giveaway tonight, because like I said, guys, this is your last chance to get in on this. If you want to win that engine dress-up part from ACS Composite, which is, of course, perfectly painted carbon flash black, or the vent blocks to help keep your engine bay dry while washing it, you want to get entered. It's $10. Every $10 donation gets you an entry. We do have one entry for $30 from Sherry Sharp. So that will get her entered 3 times for both of these. Now, again, every $10 will get you entered for both of these. You'll get one entry for both giveaways. So you could theoretically win both of these things tonight. Let's see what we got over here. Amber's in the house. Hello. Yeah, Riptide is a little bit lighter. It looks more like the original Laguna Blue, in my opinion. Okay, so let's get into the hot topic for tonight.
Yay!
What are your thoughts on this, Steve?
On the hot topic?
On the hot topic. Does it make you
hot?
hot?
What it is?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, the hot topic tonight is the infamous Corvette tax, which is something we all experience, because sometimes you'll buy some things and try to figure out, like, why do they cost so much? I mean, just because they have the word Corvette on it. I've learned that the hard way. Even oil changes sometimes. I'm like, really?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, come on.
So
and go.
Yeah. All right. So, guys, at one point, I owned a 5th generation Camaro ZL1. This is my story. I drove it to a car show. I was very proud of it. I had just purchased a big carbon fiber Z28 replica wheel, or spoiler. Sorry, the thing was gigantic. It stuck off the back of the trunk lid by about this much, and then ran the entire length of the trunk lid. And it was real carbon fiber through and through. And I remember I paid $400 for that. And I thought at the time that was pretty expensive. My friend comes pulling in a C6 Corvette ZR1, and he had just bought it was a C6 Z06, I'm sorry. And he had just bought a carbon fiber wing for his Corvette and spent $1,400 on it. And the thing stuck off the back of his trunk lid by about this much and was overall about that thick, like across the top. So I looked at him and I said, this was before I ever owned a Corvette. I said, why the heck is yours so much more expensive for what looks like a third of the material? And he said, he just looks at me and goes, Corvette tax. And I was like, what the heck does that mean? Do you seriously pay more in taxes when you own a Corvette? And he starts laughing. He has, I have no idea what he's talking about. And he's like, no, because you own a Corvette, the parts are just more expensive. Because you bought a more expensive car, they assume you can afford more expensive accessories. Now, this is something that actually extends for way past the Corvette. If you want to dig deep into like Lamborghinis and Bugattis, the prices of those things are absolutely insane. So like a Lamborghini Huracan, an oil change is like $2,000. Now, they're using the exact same kind of oil you'll use on your car. They're doing the exact same process, but they're going to charge you $2,000 because you got a car worth $200,000 or $300,000. You can afford it.
You know how much the gas cap for a Lamborghini is? $300. But it's
how much?
Billet aluminum. $300, but it's billet aluminum. I mean, it's got Lamborghini stamped on it. It's quite expensive, and but it's also quite nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, I gotta approach the fact. Ernest Gibson donates $100 to the channel, so he gets 10 entries into the
Got it.
the giveaway for tonight. Ernest, thank you very much. That's gonna greatly help the channel. That's a very nice side note, Amber. Thank you. She says,
Hey,
side note,
how long you
fine.
been gone, Jay? Justin? You need to get off here and call your wife.
Yeah.
Hello, babe. What you doing?
Shane, that's a good one. We're going to actually look into this because I've been getting that question quite a bit recently because of how bad the interest rates are right now. I've gotten a lot of questions about getting better interest rates. But guys, I want to know what your thoughts are on this, on the hot topic tonight being the Corvette tax. Do you have any specific stories illustrating how badly it has made you angry in comparison to something else that was just or a cheaper car, but it was basically the same part or even better quality? But since yours is for a Corvette, it's significantly more expensive. I want to try to keep it limited to the Corvette because I know, like I said, there's 100 instances out there of, you know, Bugattis and Lamborghinis being the same kind of thing on a bigger scale. But I don't think I've ever heard the word specifically like Lamborghini tax or Bugatti tax, but I've heard Corvette tax thrown around a lot. So, yeah, what have you guys experienced it, Jason, Steve? Have you experienced anything like this?
Mine's just, I mean, really, the
Not
oil
particularly, but everything they do is not cheap. I mean, there's nothing on it that I've had done that I paid somebody to do that was inexpensive, honestly. At least not in my opinion. So, yeah. The biggest that frustrates me is, though, that this isn't exactly the same, but it's still something that irritates me, is that I can't take my car to the freaking dealership for anything and feel comfortable because they know how to work on a Corvette.
Yeah.
You know? So it's technically a Corvette tax because they know how to do it. So you have to go pay somebody else more.
And you got to drive 4 hours to get to that point.
Exactly. Instead of 5 minutes on the road.
I was just talking to my subscriber earlier about that, the one that had the problem with his 2023 engine. And it was the same kind of thing. It's like, do I trust the dealership? Like, can I trust the dealership to replace my engine? I can't trust them to do a freaking alignment on my car. Can I trust them to replace the engine? Like, probably not, but you don't really have a choice. Let's see. I saw a question up here.
Well, you know what's crazy? I'll tell you one thing that's really crazy. Me and Jason got our emblems we swapped out the Stingray emblem and put on the C8 front emblem. Okay, I found it for $65, but I was finding that emblem for $200 just for an emblem.
Yeah,
I mean, I went to Dallas Parts Center. That's a good place to buy stuff, actually. I found it for $65, but it was like $200 for that emblem. Come on. And you go on eBay and you can see it for $29, but you might be getting eBay stuff.
And the sad part there is the emblem is obviously $29.99. The Corvette tax marks it up to $200 and some dollars.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is a good example of the Corvette tax at work. And it just doesn't make any sense. It's a freaking piece of plastic. Like, but it goes on a Corvette. Now, if you took the same exact kind of thing for a Camaro, we'll say, the big Chevy bow tie on the front of a Camaro, my 5th gen that I had, there was one on the front, one on the back. I got both of those, I believe, for $29.99. So it's like,
yeah,
the price difference, it doesn't even make sense because the amount of material. I mean, my 5th gen Camaro, the bow tie in the front was probably this freaking big, and then you take the little Corvette flag that's more like this, and it's somehow more expensive.
Yeah. Must be based on the ratio of cost per car.
Oh,
It's literally just them charging more because you paid more.
That's what I'm saying. That ratio,
Yeah.
they're going, well, see, you paid more for this car than this car, so we're going to boost it by that much. Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. Mark Cutsey says, when I get my Z06 serviced, I'm going to put my Chevy Spark emblems on it for a discounted charge.
well, that's a good one.
Raleigh Roofer says, what's the oil change price on a Z06? Honestly, I haven't seen it yet, but it would be right around the same as the C8 because it's the same amount of oil. It's the same, for the most part, it is a special kind of oil, but it's not that much more special than the oil you have to use on a Stingray. So if I had to guess, it's around $150 to $200 from the dealership.
Well,
And that's a
speaking
full
of
synthetic.
it's like oil changes, and what the crazy part is where you get it depends on how much it costs. Like, I don't want to name places, but there's a couple places they want $165 for an oil change. I know a dealership that I go to, I pay $75 out the door for an oil change for a C8 because I had my oil change at $500 because you suggested that. But does anybody else can get it for $75 at a dealership? Maybe I'm getting some special favor, but that's incredible. 75 versus 150? Come on, it's the same. It's still oil, and it's literally the good stuff.
Yeah.
All synthetic.
So with that said, you can do a lot of this stuff yourself and save even more money. If you're mechanically inclined or feel like doing it. I just did the oil change in my ZR1 the other day, which you guys will be seeing a video about later because it was a kind of a special oil change. I was able to buy 10 quarts, so 2 5-quart jugs for $25 each, which is $50. Then my oil filter, which was I think $8, and then I was able to get $12 back on each oil jug, so $24 back. I could get the entire oil change done for under $50. And now with the quick jacks in my garage, get the car up in the air, oil changed in 20 minutes, cost me $50. So this is one of the big benefits of a Corvette is that it still has a really easy form of maintenance. It's not something that you have to take it to the dealership for normal things like oil changes and stuff. 2020 Matrix 8 says that when his car broke a valve spring at 100 miles, he had to take it to the dealership and trust that they would fix it correctly, and they did. Amazingly, no problems since. Now, that by itself kind of sums up how I feel about the dealerships is that sometimes they're all right, and other times they have no clue. And you're really rolling the dice when you go in there, especially if it's for something big, like valve spring, or in my subscriber's case that I talked to today, an entire engine replacement. Does that dealership know how to do that? Because I mean, how many engines have really been replaced in a C8 Corvette already? Shane, how are we doing on thumbs ups? Guys, I should mention, please hit that thumbs up button. It really helps the channel. Really helps get this video out to all the other Corvette enthusiasts. So please smash that thumbs up. It's free and it makes us happy. Let's get down to the bottom here. Shane says we got 75 thumbs ups. We definitely need to be hitting 100 for sure. We should be getting there really quickly. Jet Driver says, did you see the small dealership on YouTube charging over $350,000 for a 2023 hardtop convertible Z06? I have not. But these prices, they don't even seem to surprise me anymore, because I know there was one guy on eBay at one point charging like, I think it was $600,000 or $800,000 for a Z06 with a Z07 package. It's insane.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna touch on something. I'm pretty sure whatever his long name, benzoyl alcohol, he'll agree because he commented one time. So carbon fiber interior and stuff. So the funny part on this, Jason's gotten it. I've gotten it from at least three other places, three places. I know with Jason before, and it all looks the same. It literally all looks the same 3M tape on the back of it, and the prices sometimes vary astronomical, whatever that word is. But it's crazy. I think carbon fiber is so overly marked up. I know there's a process to it, but I'll be honest, I've gotten carbon fiber parts for free. So how you afford it, and I don't have to do anything. Don't even have to make a video on it. So how you can charge for a little piece, and by the way, Justin, I sent you something today in the mail. So a piece that's $400, but you can also afford to give it away. I think that's carbon fiber is so, certain things are so overly priced. There's a big markup in it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Carbon fiber in general seems to be one of those things that's like, jewelry in a store. Typically, jewelry has like 1,000% markup or something. Carbon fiber seems to be getting there itself, where it's such a popular item now. People will pay whatever you're charging for it if they want it, especially if it's nice looking carbon fiber and it's real through and through. People will pay all kinds of money for it.
Yeah, it's crazy. You'll flip it over, and I flipped over mine, flipped over Jason's. They're totally two different vendors, and they look like there's some little words on the back of it, and it looks like the same company.
Yeah. It's because it is. I mean, they're only made from so many different vendors out there, but the parts, they're probably purchasing them for $30 or $40 and charging $300 or $400. There's a 100% markup, if I had to guess, at least.
There is a big difference between that and hydrocarbon.
The hydro dipped carbon fiber it's not even close to real carbon fiber, so you're not getting that same. And I don't know about that part that Jason has. I don't know if that's hydro dipped or not. It may be carbon fiber laid out over top of plastic,
right?
Because it looks like real carbon fiber, but usually I can tell hydro dipped whenever I see it, and that looks more like real carbon fiber just over top of plastic.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like to me. And I mean, that's okay, in my opinion, as long as it's real carbon is my big thing. But let me see. There was a question up here I wanted to talk to. Somebody asked if I thought that the E-Ray was going to hold its resale value. So for that person, I'm trying to find that comment. Yeah, right there. Justin, how well do you think the E-Ray will hold its value? I don't think it's going to hold its value as well as the Z06 will. And there's a couple reasons for that, but ultimately, I'm not saying it won't hold its value. I'm saying it won't hold it as well as the Z06. The Z06 has a more bespoke setup, so that engine is very, very unique, specifically tuned for the Z06, all this other stuff. It is a more unique car. So the Z06 will hold its value more so than the E-Ray. The E-Ray will probably hold its value right around at the same rate as a C8 Stingray. Carbon fiber is probably overrated, but some of us car nerds, some of us just can't help ourselves.
I like the look. I could care less about the weight reduction. I don't buy it making it going, oh, it's going to be better.
Same.
I'm like, it looks cool.
If it's covering cheap looking interior pieces, then it's a step up.
Yep.
If it's not, then maybe I probably wouldn't do it. I'll be quite honest with you. But most of the stuff I'm covering up, it does not look better before. It looks much better after. So, and I'm not even a huge carbon fiber fan, but I do like it.
You got to know when to stop.
Yeah.
You can definitely go overboard with carbon fiber.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So guys, we got Jamie Deibler donates $20, so he gets 2 entries in tonight. He says, Justin, what color will the Z06 be? If you guys didn't see my little car show video I put out I think it was yesterday, I actually showed a car that's basically going to look very similar to mine. I'm going to get black, and it's going to be stealth wrapped. So it's going to be basically a Batmobile.
I know I ask you this every time, but who's Jamie on here? Is it?
He is the Glass City.
Okay. Got it.
Let's see. He says, thanks, Justin. I just worry about spending that much on an E-Ray and possibly losing my shirt upon resale. I don't think that's going to happen with any C8 that you buy. As of right now, the way that the C8s are trickling out, they're holding their value very well because people want the car and can't get it. So I don't think that will be a problem for you with an E-Ray or a C8 Stingray or a Z06. You're going to be fine for years to come at this point. The car is very unlikely to catch up to demand for probably another couple years. Cindy Rodin sent $40, BPR Z06, $40. So 4 more entries in for that for them.
Woo!
Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Always with the donations. Hopefully you guys, I wish you all could win, but of course we're going to have tons of giveaways going forward. So can always come back, and I pretty much guarantee as long as you keep coming back, you will win eventually. Let's see. We got 105 thumbs ups currently, guys. But if we could please hit that thumbs up button, it will really help the channel. Really helps get this out to more Corvette enthusiasts so we can build this community, make this community bigger, stronger, and more fun. I mean, every week that we have more people on here, it is more back and forth, more unique chatter. So, yeah. You're very welcome. Thanks for asking the questions. Questions are what makes this whole thing work. So Ernest says, I saw at the stealth wrap, should I do expel or wrap? A lot of times we call a full expel installation a full wrap. So if you're talking about a vinyl wrap versus expel, it really depends on whether you're looking to change the color of the car or actually protect the car. Because if you're wanting to protect the paint, a normal vinyl installation won't really do that. The vinyl is a lot thinner than expel is. So the expel paint protection film is either 8 mil or 10 mil thick, whereas vinyl is usually more like 3 or 4. So you're talking about half the thickness, and it's really only there to change the color. It's not there for protection. So you kind of got to decide which one you want. And honestly, you can do both. If you wanted to change the color with vinyl and then protect that vinyl with expel, you can do that too. Ernest Gibson donates another $50. Thank you, Ernest. That's going to give him 5 more entries. Darren Burnett says, Justin, I have pictures of my buddy Z07 that just got stealth, and we're doing the BC Forged polished black and brushed black modular wheels. Yeah. Send me those. That should look really cool. I'm hoping that when my name comes up for the Z06 that I can get the Z07 package, because I really, really like the Z07, the look and everything. But at the same time, I'm taking the car either way, I'll be honest with you, because I could add the Z07 stuff later. Yeah. So it's kind of whether or not the car is ready to go right off the bat for me or not. My wife is on the E-Ray list at Hendrix. Anyone know the release date? They have not said anything about exactly when this thing's going to start shipping. But thanks to our friend Shane here, he can confirm that they're currently being built at the Bowling Green plant, not for users, but for testing purposes and everything. So we're pretty close to a release date, if I had to guess. 2020 Matrix 8 says, Justin, how do you feel about the new Expel with the ceramic coating built in? I personally, I like it, but it was brought up to me by one of my workers not too long ago. It almost doesn't make sense, because you put the film on, it's already got the ceramic in it, so that's great. But the problem is that a lot of the areas that you don't put film on still get ceramic coated on a normal ceramic coating process. So like your windows, the plastic trim around the windows, all that stuff we ceramic coat anyway. But you're not getting that with the film. So either way, you're also adding ceramic coating on top of it. So it doesn't really, one way or another, you're paying the same amount. And personally, I would rather put the film on and then put an actual ceramic coating on top of it.
Yeah. But we have on our cars the one that has impregnated into the Expel.
Yeah, and it will work. It performs exactly the same, and it works exactly the same. But as an installer, it almost doesn't make sense to do that and then also ceramic coat everything else versus just putting the film on and then ceramic coating the entire car. Because like one of our packages, we take the wheels off too. So you ceramic coat the face of the wheel, the barrels, the brake caliper and stuff. And you're doing that with actual ceramic coating. You can't do that with the Expel impregnated ceramic coating film. So
Yeah.
it's, either way, it's going to get you kind of the same thing. It's just from an installer point of view, it almost doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
General Lee says, I just realized this is the first time I'm watching this show inside the house. Bit able to reach over and touch without being able to reach over and touch the Z06. That is weird. How come you're not in your garage? Is it too hot?
Now he's touching himself.
Looking at the
Somehow
Z06.
I knew it was going to go there with you. I just had a feeling. It's like someone said touch. I got it.
Hey, I'm a 17-year-old at heart.
Dave C, do you know the status? Justin, do you know the status of your Z06? Dave, I was talking about this earlier. There is a good chance I'm going to get an allocation this month, maybe on the 18th of this month, and if not, probably next month. So best case scenario, it's 45 days-ish after I get my allocation. So realistically, it could be within 2 months, which would be really, really nice. And trust me, you guys will be the first to know if that happens. If I get an allocation on Thursday, I will be making a video, and all you'll hear is me screaming like a girl in the background, and I'm going to upload it without any context, and you guys will know what happened.
Just do that.
I should do that. Just screaming like.
And then shut off. That's it.
Yeah, and
That's
then
it. That's literally the
it's
whole
like a
video.
20-second long upload of me just screaming. Ernest says, does it make sense to get Expel and then get a red wrap on top of it to make it different? No, so you would do it the other way around. You would do a red wrap and then on top of that, Expel. If you wanted to protect the vinyl wrap underneath.
That sounds expensive.
You're gonna pay almost twice what you would normally pay for a wrap because you're doing twice the work.
Wow.
Yeah, Bruno says this time it didn't come from me. Yeah, we remember your comment last week. Don't you worry about that. We got 115 thumbs up currently, guys. We could definitely use some more. Please hit that thumbs up button. Let us know you're liking the content so we can keep doing these things for you. We have a really cool giveaway coming to an end tonight. So if you want to get entered, this is your last chance. Throw $10 at it, and you could possibly win almost $1,000 worth of stuff. So definitely get your chance to win. I mean, it doesn't make any sense not to. It's only $10.
Yeah.
And $10 is $10. That's also a joke, but it's actually $20, but I won't go into where.
Thanks, Jason. Oh, General Lee's a little under the weather. That sucks, man. I hope you feel better soon. What is up, Patrick Repco? How's it going, man? Look at that little picture of your car there. That's awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Got 120 thumbs up currently, guys. I like that number keeps moving. So you guys you're responding well to my my phantom thumbs ups here. Mm-hmm. Please keep doing that. I love to end these with 200. It's quite a stretch, but I think we can do it. All right, so let's check some donations here. Do we have any more into the giveaway? We do, of course. Matt Hurley coming in like a boss. $100.
Jeez.
Matt Hurley throws $100 at it, so he gets 10 entries into both of the items for the giveaway. Thank you, Matt. You're always freaking. You're always setting the bar. You know. It's good to see you too, even though I can't. I can see the little picture of your car. Yeah, guys, thanks for the donations. We really appreciate it.
I heard a car over everywhere. Every time I'm on Instagram, somebody's posted his Z06.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's like,
I know.
What's the
I don't
one?
think I know any Already, Z06 has been posted as much.
Yeah, I don't think
It's
It's
because
everywhere.
his is set up so perfectly, and it's
that color.
I feel like I say it every week that I'm talking about how perfect like his stance is and stuff. This one here, this Elkhart Lake Blue from Doug, it looks just as good though. So I really like what Matt Hurley has done with his setup, but it's not unachievable. You can do it too. And like the way that these things lower from factory with the coilovers, it's really awesome. Ernest Gibson with another $50 donation. Give him 5 more entries into the giveaway. Thank you, guys. Yeah, Matt, you know what you need to do is actually send me some new pictures of your car. Something that no one has seen on Instagram yet, so we can debut that next Monday. And then we can be the people that are continuously getting reshared.
Yeah.
Yeah, the blue one looks really good. I know the owner of that one too. That was actually at my shop, well, at the Blackout Tinting shop in Pennsylvania. And we went and picked it up. And I saw it before it was lowered and the wheels were spaced out perfectly. I've only seen pictures of it after the fact. I want to see that in person, and I will be seeing that one in person very soon because AWE is working on a C8 Corvette Z06 exhaust, and they're really close to being done. Once they are, I'm going to go to their shop, and we're going to film all kinds of freaking awesome stuff for you guys. That's a great question, Shane. He says, Matt, did you notice a big difference in the ride feel when you lowered it? If I had to guess, I bet you didn't notice anything because I didn't notice any difference in my ZR1 when I lowered it.
No.
Other than just total fear of getting out of my driveway.
Yeah.
The ride quality was exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Matt says the same thing. Shane, it feels the same in my opinion, which is a good thing. Definitely is. Brobarian says, what is the typical payment for an allocation? I've seen anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000, but $2,000 seems to be more on the typical end. No, that is not a blue wrap. That is Elkhart Lake Blue. It's just the lighting that it's under. It almost makes it look like Rapid Blue. That's Elkhart Lake Blue with the edge yellow calipers and carbon fiber wheels. BPR, I'll be talking about that in a future video very soon because I knew you guys were going to be super interested in it, but there's a lot to talk about with it, so I wanted to make it a video of its own. Stay tuned. That will be coming very soon, though. Matt Hurley says, make sure you guys align them, though. It made the rear toe go out by lowering it. And actually, Matt, where did you get it aligned? Because that kind of factors into some of the stuff we've been talking about. I cannot find anywhere to align my ZR1. Where did you go for that? Of course, if you guys don't know, Matt is from Florida, so he's probably going to say somewhere in Florida, which just means I got to transport my car 1,200 miles to get a freaking alignment done.
Yeah.
Which that's why this is so anger. I just get so angry about this because it's so stupid. I should be able to just drive 20 minutes down the road, go to a dealership, and get the alignment done.
Mm-hmm.
It is a really good picture, and the subject is obviously helping a little bit there, but so your shop can do it. Why can't all of them?
I knew that was going to be the answer.
I knew he was going to say that too, but what is it? How is yours different than the majority of the dealerships that can't do this? Is there something special?
The fact that
Matt's riding their ass.
That wouldn't surprise me, but like, why can't these other dealerships do this?
Yeah.
Nissan GTR fan says, I love an all black C8. I do too. I'm going to take you up on that one of these days, Matt. My ZR1 will be parked right beside all your gorgeous cars. Matt says he has a good technician. Man, when you find a good technician, you literally cannot let them go because if you do, they're impossible to find. 131 thumbs up currently, guys. If you could please hit that thumbs up button. We are about 10 minutes away from running the final spin to see who wins the drawing for the giveaway. If you guys are interested in getting in at the last minute here, every $10 donated is an entry, and you could potentially win both items. So we have the ACS composite engine dress-up parts and the vent blocks to keep the engine bay of your Corvette dry while washing it. So if you guys want the vent blocks and you don't win them tonight, check out the link in the description. You can go to the website and buy them right from there.
Yep. C8blocks.com. Very easy.
Matt Hurley says he also has a state-of-the-art alignment machine. Matt, right, just off the top of my head, does it? Nice. So it will allow lowered cars on there as well. It has custom 12-inch long metal ramps. But does the alignment head clamp to the wheel or the tire? This is always my question for shops, because that's a good way to find out right off the bat how quality their equipment really is. 11-second Eclipse says his place must have talent and proper management. And you wouldn't think that it would be that difficult, but apparently it is. Like, I got to go from Pennsylvania to Florida to find somebody who can actually do it.
Yeah, but you can't go to a restaurant and get good service. So of course, I mean, it's got to be really hard to find, a position like that.
So there it is. Matt Hurley says it clamps to the tire. That is the way to know if the equipment they're using is correct. Because if you clamp it to the wheel, I don't care what they tell you. If that alignment head clamps to the wheel, it is scratching your wheel. Trust me, been there, done that. It has never once gone on a wheel and not scratched it. It will definitely scratch it. But if it's clamping to your tire, it can't scratch anything. So, very good. Thank you, Darren. I'll take a look at those in a second. Somebody asked a question I wanted to talk about. Mr. T, we actually talked about that earlier. He said, let's talk about Speed Phenom's denial of the Corvette reward points. We talked a little bit about that already. But ultimately it comes down to the fact that Speed Phenom didn't register quickly enough to get the points. I'm not saying he was at fault because he wasn't told this, but at the same time, just so everybody else knows, you got to register to get them. Richie Rich, man, I'll tell you what, I think you be in the wrong place. Because most here would heavily disagree. Shane says we got 135 thumbs ups. Could definitely use a couple more, guys. We are not too far from the 200 that we like to end with. Matt Hurley says, nothing touching my wheels. I'm too picky. I'm there with you, man. I can't even begin to tell you how awesome it is to see somebody who is picky that runs a shop. Like, the fact that you're picky means that the work you're going to put out is going to be amazing. And that's exactly why Blackout Tinning does the kind of quality work that they do, because the owner's picky, I'm picky for the shop down here in Miami. It's like, if I see my guys doing a piece of work that looks like crap, it's not going to go out the door, because then that's just going to make it look like we're not good. Like, I'm too picky to let someone else's car go out the door not looking right. 137 thumbs up currently. We have about 160 people watching. Those numbers don't add up, guys. BPR06 says the dealership scratched Savage Geese 06 wheel. It doesn't surprise me. It really doesn't. They're not equipped to do it. And a lot of these people aren't buying the quality products that Matt Hurley is at his shop. And because of that, the wheels are getting scratched. Things are happening. So basically, guys, what I'm telling you is, if you're near the Tampa area, I believe it's Stingray Chevrolet, go down and see Matt, because he's going to take care of you. He's obviously got the equipment. So if you're in that area and you need an alignment, you need anything done, he's going to be able to take care of you because he's got the correct equipment. If he can tell you that he can do an alignment on your car, that's all I would need to know. That's all I need to hear. If you can do an alignment on a C7 or a C8, then you have everything I need. I'm coming to that dealership. Travel Smith, do we know if the Z06 wheels will be available when building an E-Ray? The carbon fiber wheels are. I don't think the forged aluminum wheels are. I'm definitely going to preach that all day, every day. Trust me. I've been preaching that since I've owned my C8 and Z06 since, what, 2016? Stingray Chevrolet Bartow. Guys, if you're in that area, go see Matt. I mean, I wanted to go see Matt, but it didn't work out for this time I was down here in Florida. Because he's about a 3.5-hour drive from where I'm at. I would like to go see his operation, and I will one of these days. And whenever I do, I'm going to make a video about it. Because you guys, if you're in that area, you have no idea how freaking lucky you are.
Hey, we got an ad. We talked about it last week. Have an ad. Ad during live.
Yeah, 11-second Eclipse says, a great shop puts out every car like it's their own as a perfectionist. Yep, that's it. Okay, let's check the Venmo one more time here. See if there's any additional entries. There is. 2020 Matrix 8 donates $100. So 10 more entries into both for him. Thank you, Jeremy. That's awesome. We appreciate it. Matt Hurley says, for sure, Justin, you need to bring Jason and Steve. I feel like the only way I'm going to be able to do that, I'm going to have to go to Texas, knock them both out, and drag them kicking and screaming. I'm just joking.
You went there, remember?
Yeah.
Not so long ago for the Z06 unveiling.
We do need to.
Is this
That would be actually kind of cool. Huh?
This is Matt Hurley. Go to
What?
whose house?
Yeah, Matt Hurley's shop.
Oh, I'll go now.
Okay. Well, let's seriously plan it, guys, because
I'm serious.
what we
Like,
could do,
I have
this
both
would be
of them in Florida anyway.
killing two birds with one stone. We set up a
What
Vet
part of-
Syndicate
what part of
show.
Florida? What part of Florida?
Listen, we set up a Vet Syndicate show in Texas. I fly down for that. And then the following week, we set up another one in Florida. You guys fly over here with me for that. And then we go see Matt.
Yep.
That's good. Where's Matt?
I'm sleeping in his garage.
What part?
Yeah,
I'll
Matt,
sleep
if we come over, we're each one of us is going to take a different car to sleep in.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. T says you need a shop that specializes in track setups. I have found one in my area that specializes in track setups, and they told me that they think they can align the back of the car, the caster. So stay tuned as to whether or not that ends up being able to happen or not, but that is a good place to start. Matt Hurley said you can sleep in his car if you'd like. Yeah, he's in the Tampa Bay area.
Okay.
Okay, guys, we're gonna wrap this up. So if you wanna get entered to win, this is your last chance. It is 8:34. I'm gonna give you until 8:38. You got 4 minutes to make your donations. And if you guys want to get any final entries into this, we're gonna run the giveaway thing right afterwards, and we're gonna get the winner selected in a second. So yeah, get those entries in if you want to get one of these things for yourselves. Now, like I said, the carbon fiber or the carbon flash painted pieces from ACS, those are, I believe, around $700 on their website. You could get them for $10. We've had people win before that donated very little amounts. So yeah, Shane, you're always welcome to come down, man. I told you, anytime you want to come down, let me know. We will set you up. Mr. T says, thanks again. This channel is awesome. Thank you. I very much so remember you commenting from pretty early on. So we appreciate you being a diehard fan. That's really awesome. White Hot Horsepower says, buddy of mine here in Texas just had a track alignment done on his Pro Charge Stingray. And where do you have it done? That's interesting. I'd like to. Is that where he has his car currently?
Oh no, that's what I was wondering if he had it done at Texas Track Works.
147 thumbs up currently, guys. We could definitely use some more. If you're wondering, this is what they look like. Let's what you want to do to give us a thumbs up. Willie Bowen says you guys are awesome. Thanks, Willie. Jason always has awesome t-shirts. Matt Hurley says we haven't done tires on them yet, but I believe we are able to. What was the question? I didn't see it.
Can they install tires on carbon fiber wheels?
That's a good question. So 2020 Matrix 8 asked Matt Hurley if he's able to change the tires Cup 2Rs on a carbon fiber set of wheels for the Z06.
Wow.
And Matt says that he thinks they should be able to. See, that's so weird that you would be able to, and these other dealerships just have no idea. Like, all these dealerships should be getting the same updated equipment if they're going to be messing around with Corvettes in the future. Are the engine pieces for the giveaway carbon fiber or carbon flash? They're carbon flash black. Steve, if you want to hold those up again. So these are carbon flash. They will match your current carbon flash on the car. So they are from ACS Composite. They're the exact same pieces you would get from Chevrolet, but they're painted carbon flash.
Really nice.
They are very nice. ACS stuff is always perfectly carbon flash, so it will match perfectly the Chevy color as well. Mark Surge says, I'm excited to see the mods that you'll put on your Z06/Z07 like you did with your Stingray. I'm pumped too, man. Like I really liked the process of building my C8 because it was a car that right off the bat was not perfect to me, and the stuff I added to it at the end, it made it perfect. And it's stuff like that with like my ZR1. There wasn't really much I needed to do, if really nothing at all, to that car to make it what I wanted it. The C8 though, just it right off the bat, in my opinion, it needed wheels, it needed splitters, it needed side skirts, it needed window tint, it needed new tires, different exhaust, all kinds of stuff that it needed to fit what I wanted it to be. Bruno says just installed the CF speaker covers. Very nice. Yeah, those I've heard that those are nice. Matt Hurley, yes, they will. They'll work on the Z06, the E-Ray, or the Stingray. They're all the same part right there, is all the same shape. 150 thumbs up currently. Guys, we're pretty close. I think we're gonna fall short of that 200 though. Matt Hurley, do you know any places in or near Atlanta not letting anyone touch my car, but you never know? Ernest Gibson says, after getting expel, when can you put the car cover on? If you're just talking expel paint protection film, you can do it pretty much immediately. If you get ceramic coating, it's a good idea to let that dry for about a week or so before washing or anything like that. Eleven Second Eclipse says you can't get the carbon fiber wheels with regular tires during the build process, right? I don't want the Cup 2R. Yeah, you can. So the carbon fiber wheels you can get with the Sport 4S's as long as you don't get a Z07 package. All right, guys, we are at that time. So we're ready to run it then, Steve.
Which one? What are we doing first? This or this? What will they win?
Let's see. Let's do the vent blocks first. Now, like I said, before we run this, you can win both of these things. If you have donated at least $10, you can potentially win both of these items tonight. We're gonna start with the vent blocks, and then we're gonna move to the carbon flash engine dress up parts. So
you got to give me a space in between because I need to reset it so we have two separate items. So I have two separate things. There's the very first one for the vent blocks.
Vent block winner, Ernest Gibson. There he is. All right, Ernest. We have shared emails before, but please send me an email with your shipping address. You just won the vent blocks, which are worth what, $170 plus shipping.
Yep.
So you won about a $200 item. So shoot me an email, horsepowerobsessed@gmail.com. Give me your shipping address, and we'll get those out to you in the mail ASAP. Steve is going to reset the device there. Let me know whenever you're ready, and we're gonna spin it again for the ACS composite dress up parts.
Go through a little ad, so I need about 2 seconds.
Doug Henry says, hi, I love your show. Hello, Doug. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate each and every one of you guys for spending your time with us.
Okay, let's do the next one for the engine pieces. Ready?
Blown 6 Gen. So
There you go.
Blown 6 Gen is in here. You just won the ACS composite dress-up parts. So Blown 6 Gen, if you want to email me your shipping address, same thing, horsepowerobsessed@gmail.com. And we will get you guys both out your items. Congratulations to everybody tonight. Thank you all again for the donations. You guys are absolutely fantastic. We appreciate you guys. Next week we're going to have some more cool giveaways, so be sure to tune in.
Hey, and I want to point out, Blown 6 Gen, he only donated 5 entries, and he won.
So $50, and it won him almost a $700 product.
Yes. So it's not always how much you donate. It's just luck of the draw.
Yeah, Blown, I know you did send it to me, but I'll be honest, Mike, there's so many emails that come in. If you could just send me again, just so I know I have it. Got both those guys. If you could send me your email or your shipping address so I can get you these items out. I don't think Ernest responded after I said that, but either way, guys, I think that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you guys all again. You're awesome. We love you. Tune in again next week, same time, same place, and we will see you guys there. And in the meantime, leave a thumbs up on your way out, because Shane says we still only have 158. Thumbs ups really help us. We'd definitely appreciate it. But anyway, guys, we will see you next Monday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, guys.